Hello, Professor Troll here. I'm new to PokeTubing, so hopefully you guys can give me a bit of a break, but I specialize in Pokemon Troll decks, and this channel will be dedicated to that, as well as pack openings and maybe a couple other things as time goes on. Sorry that the setup doesn't look very great. Again, I'm new, so I wanted to show you guys one of my Troll decks I just built. It does use Lost Thunder, and it abuses Fairy Charm, so first of all, let's start out with a 4-line of Xerneas GX. This gets used mostly for Overrun and Sanctuary GX, because Sanctuary GX moves all the damage counters on all of your bench Pokemon to your opponent's active, so that just heals up your bench entirely, and more than likely will knock out your opponent's active. Aura Horns is great, but it's a little tricky to pull off, especially early game, but I have cards in here that will help you pull that off later on. So also, I'm thinking about taking out 2 of these for Mimikyu GX. I just did not have them on me. And then we were in 3-line of Jigglypuff, excuse me, and a 3-line of Wigglytuff from the new set as well. Mostly using this for Charm Slap. Get that focused in there. If it has a tool card that has Fairy Charm and its name attached to it, it does another 70 damage, so you can deal up to 140 damage with this, which for most Pokemon is a pretty heavy hit, but if you're going against a deck like Rayquaza, you're knocking it out, period. So also it's a 1-price attacker, so it really comes in handy. So after that, we go on to 2 copies of Baby Lele. Now I use Baby Lele mostly in this deck for Psywave. Magical Swap is useful, but chances are you're not going to be having a lot of damage put on the bench or in general, so I mostly use it for a quick Psywave attack. Hopefully you can do some damage or knock it out. It's a 1-price attacker, so it's a little risky, but it can be used. Also note, I do not have Lele GX in this deck. I try to make my decks a little bit more affordable for newer players and funner, and Lele GX is still just a tad bit more expensive. That being said, use Beacon Vulpix for obvious reasons. You use Beacon, search your deck for 2 Pokemon revealed and put in your hand. And again, with the cheapness, Alolan Ninetales GX that just came out, this is mostly used for Mysterious Guidance. Sorry, Mysterious Guidance. I can't talk today apparently. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 item cards, reveal them, and add them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Snowy Wind, this attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, so you're going to snipe something. Going against Wishy-Washy, that's great. And then Sublimation GX, I hope I pronounced that right. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an Ultra Beast, which is really heavy right now, it's automatically knocked out. So Ultra Necrozma, gone. Negated L, gone. Stack Attacker, gone. Get that focus a little better. Sorry about that. And so this is the most expensive card in this set. Because it's the full art, it's about $40 at the moment. I'm sure it'll go down, but the regular one is like $25. Still a little on the expensive side, but it does work. And then we move on to one of my favorite cards in this set, or in this deck. 4 copies of Mina. So Mina lets you search your deck for a fairy energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon, and then you shuffle your deck. So again, with Aura Horns, you can attach one and then attach another one immediately, so your next turn, if you're going first, you'll be able to attack on your second turn with Aura Horns. Then we move on to some of the draw supporters. So I only run 3 Cynthia in this deck. I know most people run 4. If you want to run 4, that's fine. I run 3 just to save a little bit of space. 3 Guzma. Obvious reasons. Everybody's running Guzma. You're going to need it. I run 2 Kahili in this deck. Yeah, drawing 2 is kind of mediocre, but if you get it back in your hand, you can use it later. It's also good discard fodder for Ultra Ball if you really just don't need it. 2 Tatelizas, again with the draw support, and the possibility of switching in case you need it. But mostly it's just going to be shuffle, draw 5. Wrong side. I run 2 Lily in this deck as well. Mostly draw support. There's a lot of draw support in this deck just because you're going to need it. 1 copy of Copycat. Why not? And then I also run 2 copies of Diantha. I run Diantha because you're going to take some knockouts, but if you knock out just a single prize attacker, you can combo that up with Diantha, grab something you may need from your discard pile, attack, and keep going the next turn. So that's the supporter lineup. And I apologize for this video being a little sloppy. I really am new to this and I'm nervous as all get out. So let's keep going. 3 copies of Psychic Fairy Charm. I run Psychic in this deck mostly for, what is it called? Necrozma GX and Dawnwing's Necrozma GX. They're just really heavy hitters right now, and Psychic Fairy Charm is going to really help you out with that, especially if you're comboing it up with Wigglytuff. Oh, I'm sorry. 4 copies of Psychic Charm. I always thought 3. I don't know why I couldn't count today. 3 copies of Dragon Fairy Charm. That's mostly for Rayquaza. Pretty much the other Fairy Charms, Grass and Fighting, you most likely won't need at the moment. If you find the chance that you do need it, put it in there. Again, every card in this deck can be swapped out for something that you decide you want to put in. I just have a base set for you. 3 copies of Nest Ball. Always helpful. You need that Jigglypuff, you need that Lele, you need a Xerneas Nest Ball. 2 copies of Ultra Ball. Again, you need something, you don't have a way to get it. Ultra Ball is always handy. 1 copy of Timer Ball. That is specifically for Wigglytuff, but you can use it to get Alolan Ninetales if you need it. I run 2 Field Blowers in this deck. Most people only run 1. I've started running 2 Field Blowers because stadiums are still really heavy right now, and tool cards are being used really, really heavy. 1 copy of Rescue Stretcher, always a good tech. 1 copy of Pal Pad, in case you need to get that Mina back or Cynthia back or Guzma, something that you need. And then I run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Berry Energy. Again, every card in this deck is interchangeable. If you think it can work a little bit differently, by all means go ahead. I put this up here for you guys. Hopefully you enjoy it. If not, I'm sorry. Again, I'm new to this. Hopefully everything goes well, and I'll see you guys in the next video whenever I get the time to post it. Thank you. Bye-bye.